なあ、これなんて書いてあったんだと思う？
天国と地獄だったりして。
俺はな、そういう言い方が嫌いな男でな。
そいつはご無礼。
俺の方は天国に決まってら。
そんなら地獄はこっちかな。はっ、こういう言い方も嫌いなんだっけ。
勝手にしろ。
行くのかい？
じゃあな。
あ、
I've watched a lot of Gundam over my years of watching anime, and I've got to say, I really enjoyed After X. It wasn't afraid of showing characters striving in their own direction, as if each character had their own past to deal with and accept. One of my favourite episodes was I Wonder If There's a Heaven, a sad story of Wits and Roy going back to their personal lives, seeing old family and friends. Wits, who begins to be quite hothead at the start of the series, and Roy, who's basically a playboy, throughout their experiences in personal life draws them closer to the team and focuses their passion. Situations like this can be found in later episodes, such as when Roy was living with the woman from the Resistance, or Wits, who really looked up to General Lee, who died within the Istad army. The growth of these two characters from their failures and realizations that they needed to step away from their selfishness made for a great character arc, something I feel that more anime could learn from these days.
どうだったそっちは？
まあまあってとこかな。んで、そっちはどうだったの？
どうやら地獄はこっちだったみてえだな。
あれ？そういう言い方嫌いだったんじゃないの？
うるせえ。
こっちもやっぱり地獄だったよ。
そっか。
天国なんてあるのかな、今の世の中に。
さあ帰ろうか、フリーデンへ。
な、帰ろう。
Another thing I like about X is how they weren't afraid of putting in effort into side characters who were pretty much gonna die in the same episodes as they were introduced in. Such as when the Frost brothers were gathering strong fighters, each with their own unique personality. The fact that they were willing to give multiple difficult enemies a face makes the situation more tense and enjoyable to watch. It really made me wonder how the Freedom was gonna get out of dangerous battles. I found the one with split personality really interesting, and he gave a really good fight to watch. You don't really know much about him or even his background, but they really spent some time fleshing him out so you could really see his kind and his cruel side.
負けた。この俺がいつかはこうなると思っていたんだ。でも僕は君を責めないよ。君だって僕なんだからね。これでやっと僕らは一つになれる気がするよ。そういえばあの子犬元気かな。
So new types. The power to use brainwaves to perform enhanced abilities compared to normal humans. We've seen these abilities in UC, 00, and even H. What interested me about X is how they still use the term new type, similar to the UC, but their take on it was quite different. And if you compare it to other Gundams, like 00 using the word innovator or Seed with the Berserker system, they all had their own terms, so it was quite interesting why they would still go with the term new type in X. But new types seem to have a more potent ability in X rather than the UC. For example, Tifa, who could foresee events far into the future, even predicting people's deaths, and able to guide people to the location they needed to go to. It is true that Kimo and Amu did have similar power to these, although it did seem like Tifa could use her power to a great extent. Maybe if Kimo and Amu were given the time to develop their skills, we could have seen much more in their prowess. Although her psychic powers were very powerful, the future was never set in stone, as Gerald on many occasions were able to change what she predicted. Even the power of a new type is not absolute. We even see animals with new type abilities. When it comes to the white dolphin, that is. he was able to disrupt mobile suits underwater, something we've never seen before within Gundam. I wonder if other intelligent life on Earth have the possibility to become new types. When it comes to the end, and Dome, and how he was talking about new types or what they really were, I can't say I agree myself. If you compare it to the rest of the series and what happened throughout, it doesn't really add up. Saying the power doesn't really exist and it's more about the human will. I mean, I understand that he could mean it in a way that if you rely on the powers too much, it won't help people grow, but it does seem like he was dismissing the whole concept of it altogether, which I mean, it does seem a bit strange. Maybe due to the cancellation of the series, we were supposed to get 50 episodes. The result at the end could have been different, but it might be something I need to find out in the manga instead. Some of my favourite parts of anime are when the main character gets some time away from the team to figure out things for themselves. So like the arc with Garrod going to space was super exciting. As the Space Independence Group took Tifa away from the Freedom, Garrod put his all into bringing her back to Earth. And the fact that he was able to do this without knowledge of space and the group he's against shows his ability to adapt is great. His strong feelings for Tifa were a great motivation for him to protect her and his friends around him, developing him to become one of the greatest Gundam pilots in the franchise. He's not super unique, but he has a lot of charm and simplicity to him, and he really helps bring the team together during the tough times. And in space, he was a freaking badass. In the end, he was one of the more lucky Gundam pilots, fighting for what he loves and even being able to protect her against all odds. Not many Gundam pilots were lucky enough to see their love interest in the end again.
Tifa! もうどこへも離さない。ずっと俺のそばにいるんだ。いいな。